Okay, attempt number 2 after the longest delay I've seen in a while. Welcome back to game number 2. For those of y'all that either, missed game 1 or forgot what happened, White to the 9 took it in just under 40 minutes, I believe. And now we have switched sides and we are ready for game 2. We have on the blue side now to the promised land, who needs to pull something out to turn the series around and take game number 2 for themselves. And on purple side, White to the 9 looking to move their season to 4-0. We have Lysandra and Caitlin being banned away from promised land as they were so strong in game 1. Really not hard to see why they got banned. Meanwhile, Ari and Katarina banned away on the side of White to the 9. I believe those are the same bans as last game. If it's broke, don't fix it, I guess. Vi banned away as the final ban here for Promised Land. And Nasus being banned away from White to the 9. The one kind of respect ban that came out of White to the 9 from that first game. And we'll have to see. There are a couple of very strong picks still up. We'll have to see what Promised Land goes for here from the first pick. They are hovering the Zed. But we will just have to see. Zed continuing to be hover here. This would be early to pick up, I would assume, their mid laner. But we do still have 20 seconds for them to change that over. And yeah, sorry for the no overlay thing. I didn't get word to Oscar quick enough. We only had like a 20-minute delay. I still didn't get there. It is actually going to be the Zed pickup for the side of Promised Land. Still don't know if that's going to be a mid lane Zed. I would imagine so for Pocket Aces, but there is no telling as what is White to the 9 going to pick up here. We see a Graves and the Jarvan hover here. Caitlyn being banned away did cause the Graves to be opened, and it will be locked in, as well as the Jarvan. As much as I would guarantee that this is a jungle Jarvan, their mid laner is Francisco. This is the biggest possibility in the world that it could be a mid lane Jarvan. Meanwhile, on the side of I'm scared at where this is going from Promised Land. We might be seeing role swaps. That would be interesting. So, and it will be a Maokai locked in and the Thresh as well. But for those of you that remember the last game, Free Sushi was Promised Land support in game 1. He is running teleport and picked the Maokai. So that could be interesting. But we do see the Braum was rather effective in game 1 for Too Bad Too Sad. The few times that he kind of got in a little too deep weren't catastrophically bad. But he did have some very good ultimates. The timing on the chain CC was a little off from White to the 9. I think that might be the worst thing you can really say about their last game. And they are looking to hover here. Still nothing hovered. They're looking for, I believe, a mid laner, a top laner, and a support. And it now will be the Rumble and the Braum hover. Rumble, very effective. Another very strong mid laner right now. Aurelia actually going to survive both pick and ban. So, and it will be both picks. It will be Braum again for Too Bad Too Sad here. And possibly, they already have Thresh. They won't do the brand support. But I would say possibly looking at the hyper carry here for on the side of Promised Land. They need, I'm imagining, an AD carry and a jungler, and it will be Tristana. So it is going for a little bit of that hyperish carry. AD carry, and what is the last pick going to be? I'm imagining they need a jungler here. but there is no telling. It looks like they might be role swapping this game, so it could be Fizz. We've seen it before. It will be Fizz getting locked in. Oh, no. Okay. He does switch over to the Lee Sin. But this might be role swaps, as at the moment it looks like MSK will be swapping from top to mid. Pocket Ace is going from mid to the jungle. Free Sushi going from support to top lane. And G-Dog going from the jungle to support. And the Teemo hover. Francisco might be raging in chat right now, as that is one champion he hates beyond a shadow of a doubt. And it will actually be the Skarner. So, I brought this up when the Jarvan got picked. That's a mid lane Jarvan. Welcome to the world of Wolfran Alpha. Hey Juan, welcome. You missed a lot of the fun. But with no swaps going on here, so this game is going to be fun, guys. It is going to be the mid lane Jarvan coming out of White to the 9, and it will be the role swaps aplenty for Promised Land here. Ruffy, the only player playing in his game 1 role, so we'll just have to see what they do with this. And y'all have seen the team comps, I believe. I think Stream's seen them. Yeah, y'all have seen the team comps, so I will open this up. 100 max. Option 1 will be Promised Land to win, as they are now on blue side. Option 2, White X9 to win, as they are now on purple side. Pay attention, don't make your bet until the bot shows. Please. There we go. Now you can. And with the last 2.5 minutes remaining, I will turn this off. And let's look at the team profile, since they mean absolutely nothing for the side of Promised Land. But we will get to that. For White to the 9, in the top lane, it is Mr. Tibbins on the Rumble. In the jungle, it is I Play Janna on the Skarner. In the mid lane, it is Wolfran Alpha on his Jarvan. At the AD carry, Kirby Dude on his Graves. And at support, again, it is Too Bad Too Sad on Braum. Meanwhile, this is going to be fun, guys. On the side of To the Promised Land, it is actually Free Sushi in the top lane on the Maokai. It will be Pocket Aces on the jungle Lee Sin, MSK on the mid lane Zed, Rafi on the AD carry Tristana, and G-Dog 95 on the Thresh. So, yeah, guys, this is going to be a lot of fun. Landry, if you actually want to get your bet in, you might want to make it no more than 100. Just saying. Gihan, you know better. I'm not even gonna Gihan. But yeah, Landry, 100 is the max you can do. So anyone that wants to bet, make sure your bet is not over 100. It will not count otherwise. God damn it, guys. Y'all are gonna give me some fun. But with this last little bit of delay, we have about a minute remaining here. And yeah, so we should be getting this could be a very exciting game, guys. It is very late. We have technically been at least in game or at least in lobby for an hour and a half since game 1, since the series started. So pretty decent wait between game 1 and game 2. And with 30 seconds remaining, I will switch over to this. I will have to change these numbers around, as unfortunately for Promised Land, they were not the ones to pull out the game 1 victory. Get those switched around. Get this away for now. And yeah, guys, remember, if you want to actually get your bet in, make sure it's under 100. So Landry, Fruit Juice, Gihan, yeah, make sure your bet is under 100. That is the limit. Anything under that, does not get put in, I'm giving people some chance to earn some money before I do like $500 bets. And as the spectator delay just about ends, we should be getting into game here. Again, for those of you that missed game 1, White to the 9 took it in just under 40 minutes, and we had a quite long delay between game 1 and game 2. Still not entirely sure what happened, but we'll just have to see. I love it. I am completely happy of this game. We have so many role swaps. The Francisco bringing out his Jarvan, which hasn't been seen in the mid lane yet this season. So we will have to see how this game goes. I am expecting, hopefully, a very exciting and entertaining game. That would be definitely very nice. Remember, guys, you have until 5 minutes or first blood, or if I don't pay attention until I realize it, to get your bet in, and to make sure your bet is correct. If you want a good way to check, do your Green Vix command and make sure you have a number in brackets. That shows what you have bet. So, god damn it, safety. Tree Fitty. Gion, you have to be in my channel to get money, bro. Come on. I know you have some money. I'm sure you've been in here plenty of times, but we should just about be ready to get in game. There we go. Let me put the overlay on, and then I can minimize this, go back to stream, and watch this. So, again, guys, a lot of role swaps coming out here for Promised Land in game number 2. Their AD carry is the only person that is playing the game 1 role. So, we'll have to see how this works. And Francisco bringing out his Jarvan in the mid lane. Definitely was his favorite jungle pick last split. We'll have to see how it transitioned over to mid lane for him. They might find themselves at least in here unless he queues into this bush. Winter's Bite is going to land. They do get the stun. He is taking it half health. He might be in trouble here. Doesn't look like he will as Francisco had leveled up Dragon Strike. They actually used the exhaust. They're going all in on this. But Q hits Thresh. He is now at half health. He might be in trouble here. He does not fall. Is I Play John going to be able to get there and get the kill? Flail goes across. And it will not indeed. White to the 9 force Promised Land all the way back into their base with 2 low health members, but get no first blood. We'll see everyone just backs away. That was a great start to level 1. I'm actually fantastic for that.
Minions have spawned.
Leon, can you mod? Yeah. Alright, BM Daniel today, so. And it should be a pretty standard start here after that level 1. As standard as that is. That's not really standard at all, but yeah, that level 1 was something. Thresh survived with so little health during that level 1, but lanes have settled to standard lanes, and we will see Q's landing. Too Bad Too Sad has done very well on his Braum. He played it last game as well, and I will be quite curious to see how the members of Zed taking so much damage. Francisco knows his limits with this J4. We'll have to see how well he plays with it. Yeah, Francisco had Ignite in that little engagement. He probably could have killed Thresh with it, but instead, no first blood yet. Q doesn't quite hit. Hook is gonna land. No, Oscar! It is gonna be first blood. It should be at least your heal, and exhaust goes down. Can they get Braum, he is very low, but he is going to stay alive. Let me make sure there's not going to be a first blood here. Oh, guys. You know what we have to do. Oscar, what did you do to the Merc Wolves this time? Let's watch this, guys. Let's watch. No. Back to Skarner. Oh, Oscar. Oh, I hope I didn't miss first blood for that. No, I did not, but Graves taking solo. He has to flash away. Thresh taking low as well. Tristana's just trying to do a little bit of damage. And as we see here, this lane is actually getting pushed pretty, or is taken pretty low so far from this Tristana Thresh combination. We'll just have to see. They are under turret now and trying to farm up some. Oh, y'all are... But pretty early on here, other than, you know, Skarner is at low health again. He is doing just fine. He's clearing the camps, the ones that don't kill him at least. I'm pretty sure now we have had 2 junglers in DCS die both weeks to the jungle. But otherwise pretty slow start. Tristana up in CS, about a 6 CS lead. Rumble just barely ahead. The biggest lead so far is on Wolfram Alpha in this mid lane on Jarvan. He is 12 CS ahead. So, as we approach the 5-minute mark, let me do this to add to the betting pool, and do that. Okay. Wrecked, Daniel. Get wrecked. Oh, so close. Yet so far. Meanwhile, we saw a flash out of Francisco. He had to flash away. Lee Sin coming in. It's been 5 minutes on mine, kid. I am a minute ahead of you. When it hits 5 minutes for me, I stop it. So it's 5 minutes for me. But we do see here the Brutalizer out of Jarvan, first item. He is coming back into lane. He is going to lose this wave to turret, but still should be ahead in CS. And meanwhile, Graves just doing what farming he can under turret. He is still about 5 CS down on this Tristana. Skarner really isn't at the point to start ganking yet. Only level 4. Is it the 15 CS? Have to see what he starts to go for here. None of his lanes are really pushed to the point that he can gank too. We see Q not quite hitting. Jarvan just doing damage here. Good bit of damage on the Zed. The hook does land, but there's an unbreakable. Lee Sin is there. He's falling around with the Q. He doesn't have an ultimate yet. Braum is taken very low, though. This should be first blood. He flashes away and gets out with a sliver of health. He has 30 health remaining as he gets out of that. Lee Sin taken very low as well. But still, after multiple members have been taken low on both teams, no first blood yet to come from this the Brutalizer war in mid lane. As Zed going for the Brutalizer as well. Francisco still holding about a 7 CS lead in here. He is kind of going in on this. He is level 6, so he does have the Cataclysm, maybe trying to dunk Zed a little bit here. We'll have to using the Dragon Strike just to get some damage. He is taking a good bit of poke from the Shurikens, however, and pretty even trade so far. We see Tristana went back, got the BF sword, so we'll have to see what Graves does. There's the dunk, and there's first blood for Wolfram Alpha on the mid lane, Jarvan. Nicely done there. Dunk squad coming in hard. Didn't even really, I don't know. That was just a kill. I mean, that was played very nicely. Oscar, please, Oscar. I'm watching your health bar, Oscar. Oscar. Oh. That was kind of scary, Oscar. Don't do that to me. I don't want to highlight you again. We do see Haunting Guys out for Rumble here, and there are the Moby Boots out of this Garner. Graves has his own BF sword, so pretty even lanes all around, honestly. Well, except for that mid lane, but Tristana is over 10 CS ahead, or is 10 CS ahead, so there's your best advantage for Promised Land. Wow. You know, Francisco 10 CS and the kill ahead in this mid lane. Might look to be doing something here. He has the Brutalizer pickaxe, so we do see Lee Sin coming into the lane, maybe looking for something to possibly stop this Jarvan. Let's see here. Francisco could be in trouble. He is playing to the side that Lee Sin is on. He goes in on this. Lee Sin does hit the Q, and that was a rip Jarvan. That was unfortunate. He's playing about to the wrong side. Here comes Oscar in on the Skarner. He is going to ultimate. Oh, it doesn't even need to ultimate. Yep, misses his ultimate there on the Tristana in the end. Actually, nope, there we go. There's the ultimate. Tristana tries to flash and heal. Will fall. Double kill for the Graves, but Tristana picking up one under turret. Here comes Lee Sin, though. This could be trouble for White to the 9. Lee Sin gets in. The stun will land on Maokai, but Lee Sin kicking the Graves into the Braum, and that will be 2 kills. 2 for 2 over, or 3 for 2 overall on the side of Promised Land. As great late reaction there from Promised Land to send the last 3 remaining members down to that bot lane, and that will be Dragon for them, I'd imagine. As Rumble's the only one here, he does have an equalizer, but I don't know. That not gonna get there in time. Dragon number 1 over to Promised Land, and the 500 gold lead that goes with it. There's the equalizer. Rumble's trying this. In comes Jarvan. Does he have the Cataclysm? He does, but Flash coming out of Zed. They need to be careful here. Zed might die. Rumble flashes. Jarvan trying to do what damage he can. Zed is still running from Skarner off to the side. Doing what he can. The hook doesn't quite hit from Thresh, and this has turned into a brawl at 10 minutes here, as we have 5 members in mid at 10 minutes from White to the 9. They are going to just bully Promised Land out of turret range here and take down the first turret. But we will see they're still pushing this here. They have 2 minions to turret range, but they're just going to back away. Oscar's going to take 1 turret shot for good measure. And I don't know what they're going to go for here. They're going to find a ward, take it down. Oscar having the that Ranger Trailblazer and the Blasting Smite that goes with it. Building towards the Juggernaut, it looks like. Oh, that might be Thresh's death. He uses the Lantern to try and protect himself, but gets Skarner ulted. He's going to die. Flash uses the box, and the kill gets picked up by the Braum ultimate. I don't even think the Graves ultimate had a time to hit him. But kill over to White to the 9, and they have evened up the kills. And this could be trouble for Zed. He uses the Living Shadow to get away. There's the knockup from Jarvan. Jarvan doesn't have Cataclysm up just yet. It is coming up in just a few seconds. Skarner will fall to the death mark, I'd imagine. No, he stays alive with 50 health before he can get away. And now Graves just trying to do damage onto this turret. And meanwhile, we'll have to see where White to the 9 tries to go with this. Jarvan going to push the minion wave up to the turret and just recall here. Look to see what he's going to buy if he goes to finish an item. And it will be the Tiamat coming out here. Hook doesn't quite hit. Graves able to sidestep it. And we'll have to see what they go for. Skarner is going to back here. See if he has enough for the Kindle Gem. Maybe not. He's hovering in base for a little bit, so I think he might be waiting on the last little bit of gold. There's the Kindle Gem and the Ruby Crystal. Getting closer to finishing up his Juggernaut enchantment. But we'll just have to see. The lanes, again, biggest deficit is that 20 CS lead for Jarvan in the mid lane there. He is kind of waiting in the wings here of bot lane. Good ward from Thresh on the river brush. We'll see Jarvan if he tries to go through the river, but instead he looks like he's coming into the lane. Here he comes. He does have his ultimate. He flashes in. He ults in. Gets buster shotted out of his own ultimate immediately. But this is 4 against 3 here. Lee Sin using the kick, but Thresh falls immediately. Is Skarner going to try and ultimate Tristana? Is not. Looks like they're just going to push towards turret and take down their second turret of the game. As good movements here from the mid and jungler from White to the 9. Actually, Skarner taking solo, but taking Lee Sin with him. Lee Sin might be able to pick up a kill. No, Rumble teleport in. There is the equalizer actually getting straight on to Tristana. Tristana going down to a fantastically placed equalizer there from Rumble. And that's turret number 2 already for White to the 9 at 14 minutes. And again, they're pushing a wave towards the tier 2 turret. They have more minions with them though this time. And they're going at this pretty hard. Thresh is the only one here at the moment. And Zed gets a turret in mid lane, but this is a tier 2. And Braum is going to defend the tier 2 in mid. Meanwhile, the rest of White to the 9 look like they might be coming to defend. Instead, they're just going to recall. This should give Maokai time to finish this turret. Skarner trying to steal the red buff, gets queued. Graves is here though. Does he try and go in on this? He doesn't have flash. Meanwhile, Zed roams up top to get the tier 1 with Maokai. Someone from White to the 9 needs to either defend this or come up here and stop it. Braum's just going to go into mid and we'll try and push that out a little bit. Sork Shoes coming out here from the Rumble as he is getting closer to really the only items he needs to be extremely effective. We do see the Juggernaut enchantment getting finished off from Skarner. The Infinity Edge coming in as well for Graves. And we'll have to see. Jarvan, I think, has a good bit of gold. No, he just did go back. He has another pickaxe and boots, it looks like. I think Oscar might be going with the Danny Taggle build here with that mana crystal or the sapphire crystal or whatever. No guarantee that that's going to be something like a Iceborne Gauntlet, but it still could be. And we'll have to see. Rumble showing that no one's there. Maokai is coming back up though. Free Sushi is actually just barely ahead in CS. And Wolfram Alpha using that Dragon Strike just to get over to the blue buff and take it down. Dragon is up in 20 seconds and White to the 9 are in position for it. Oh, Francisco's going in. In comes Zed as well, but there's the Braum ultimate. Pocket Aces is in trouble and will fall. Deathmark isn't quite enough to pop Wolfram Alpha, and he will back away, it looks like. But this should be Dragon number 2, or Dragon over to White to the 9, as Dragon number 1 went over to Promised Land after the engage in bot. Wolfram Alpha's just sitting there. Okay, I was a little worried for him for a second, but Zed trying to do something, but gets the Unbreakable, and the Thresh Hook does land onto Braum. He gets hit with the explosive charge, but that will be all. Rumble is here and has the equalizer up, but they're just going to back away, both teams, and it looks like they're going to go back to buy. So now you also have the damage boost over on the side of White to the 9. They were already winning some of these fights and moving around the map, so definitely not what Promised Land wanted. And I'm surprised that White to the 9 maybe hasn't looked to move top lane. It's just the last outer turret remaining on the map. We see Zed is getting closer to finishing up his Blade of the Ruined King. Meanwhile, Francisco still doesn't quite have the money to finish off any major item, just having both the Brutalizer, the Tiamat, and the Pickaxe. So wave clear duty here from Pocket Aces as he is clearing out all the waves that all the wards that White to the 9 just put out for that dragon. And now White to the 9 do indeed send 2 members top. They are going to go for this blue buff and steal it away. Not the biggest thing in the world, because neither Zed nor Lee Sin use mana. But the teleport in from Maokai into this top lane, he's looking to try and defend this. But it might lead them to go somewhere else on the map. Meanwhile, Promised Land take advantage and push down and get the last remaining outer turret. Oh, Pocket Aces is in trouble. He walks right into a Skarner. Jarvan is forced to flash away. There's the equalizer going down. Now it's Maokai in a lot of trouble. Jarvan gets the kill onto Pocket Aces and uses the dunk. Oh, Oscar again actually falls to turret aggro. This will be top lane, top tier 1 turret for white to the 9, but Oscar going a little too deep and falling to the turret. 0-3 and 9, 5-1 and 1 on this Graves, 3-1 and 5 on this mid Jarvan. Been extremely effective for white to the 9. And let's see if they keep trying to push this here. Tristana and Zed are coming to answer, so I don't think it would be the easiest thing in the world. But Graves does have a damage advantage here with Tristana not even having the Infinity Edge yet. Meanwhile, Skarner finishing up the Sheen. They are going to clear the wards around from Baron Pit. Baron's up in 1:20, and this is one of those games that I honestly wouldn't be surprised if one of these teams went for it at 20 minutes. So, well, let's see. Looks like Wolfram Alpha is going to back away here. He might have enough money to go and try and buy something yet. Zed actually just stopping the recall, being a bit of an annoyance. Lee Sin trying to follow, lands the Q onto Braum, doesn't quite follow it up though. And they start to push this turret, actually stopping Wolfram Alpha from being able to recall. Hook doesn't quite hit. Skarner is just able to sidestep it. Winner's Bite, meanwhile, hits Thresh. Lee Sin Q doesn't land either. Now Wolfram Alpha should be able to complete his back, it looks like. Let's see what if he has enough to finish an item. Goes for a Giant's Belt, so still going for a mixture of items, not quite finishing one core item up just yet, but wanting a little bit of health in here. And we see Void Staff for the Rumble. Braum gets hooked, and this might be 5-man. Lee Sin's going in, kicks him into 3 members of his own team. That was a flash attempt from Skarner. He's actually going to fall. Wolfram Alpha gets 2 members in the Cataclysm. The Equalizer doing work as well, and this is a fight for white to the 9 as they take down the Ace while just losing the Skarner. Let's see what they do here in terms of pushing. They don't really have time with, it's only 20 minutes. They might have time to get to this tier 2 turret, but that was a great turnaround fight. Nice layering of the ultimates. The Equalizer and the Cataclysm did so much work for white to the 9 there. This will be the tier 2 turret in mid and leave only 1 turret outside of the Promised Land base at 20 minutes into the game here. So quite effective work so far from white to the 9. 16 and 6 in kills, 6,000 gold lead at 20 minutes. We see Lee Sin getting caught out, gets jumped on by 5-man. Rumble picking up the kill there. 4-0-4 now in this Rumble. And a pretty clean game except for white to the 9. A couple of oddly timed turret dives, but still a pretty clean game. Looking to take the 2-0 here. I'd imagine in kind of short order. I don't think that this game would last. I really don't think this game's going to last to the 40 minutes that we saw last time around, but we'll just have to see. And we will see here, Dragon up in 30 seconds. White to the 9 already in great position to pick it up here. And Skarner's backing. I don't know if he's actually going to fully back. Lee Sin trying to get in there and clear some vision, but he might get taken down again. Oh, this could be deja vu. Jarvan getting in there, and the ultimate from Braum just to keep him up in time. And Dragon up in 3 seconds. This should be Dragon number 2 for white to the 9. Skarner getting closer to his Iceborne Gauntlet.
A summoner has disconnected.
And we actually see Lee Sin disconnecting. There comes the pause. And hopefully it's not too long. I believe it's just a disconnect. Yeah, just a disconnect coming out of the Lee Sin. So while it pauses, guys, I'm going to actually take that time to do a short break. We're going to put on the, slides, put on some music for a second, and I will be right back as soon as the game returns. See you guys in a minute. Those bans are so much better, quick and easy. Lee Sin is back in the game. No dragon counter. I could, but it wouldn't be anything fancy. I'll look into doing that, Koi. Yeah, I'll look into doing that for next week. Meanwhile, Jarvan going right in, just getting forced away by the Tristana, having to rocket jump. That was dragon number 2 for White to the 9. Promised Land has 1 dragon, and White to the 9 might start again. Top lane is the only turret left outside of their base, so we'll have to see what they try and do here. But Lee Sin actually going in on Skarner, kicks him backwards, but his team wasn't close enough. In comes Zed, but there's the equalizer from Rumble. Rumble is there. Deathmark does pop, but it isn't quite enough. Here comes Jarvan from the side. Does he have Cataclysm? He does. He lands it in 3 members. Lee Sin is able to get out of it, but 2 members caught in. No one down yet, but some very low members. Meanwhile, this is all kind of a distraction as Graves and Braum are pushing down this bot lane. They're almost at the Promised Land base and being forced to recall right now. Braum is kind of coming around. He's going to run into Maokai here. Gets hit with the explosive shot. And this is giving Graves some free time on this turret. He is going to have to back away as the minion wave disappears. Uses the buckshot just to clear the waves. Just a bit of a Dragon Strike there to kind of piss off Tristana and Maokai. And that top lane is pushing for White to the 9. We'll have to see if any of them try and go and take advantage of that. But they seem to be staying towards this bottom side. Looks like Rumble might be moving towards top side now after he clears mid. And we do see the last Whisper actually finish for Jarvan, so he does finish a full item here. Meanwhile, face of the mountain here for Braum. And now it looks like they're going to go clear that top wave. I don't think it's going to have enough time to actually take down the turret. It is going to put it at about half health or so, so the minion's doing a nice job there. While the rest of the team just doing what they can. Blue buff, I'd imagine, is going to go over to Lee Sin this time around. Yeah, it does. He has to smite it and use the Q to get it, but in they go. Maokai getting caught up. Meanwhile, Tristana gets caught in the Cataclysm, has to flash away. Equalizer doesn't quite hit, but Jarvan's still able to pick up the kill. I don't know if he got it with the Dragon Strike. I'm going to assume he did because that's when Tristana fell there, but now they need the wave to push. The wave didn't push around. Their Promised Land is calling for a defense of this turret. Skarner's waiting on the edges. That hook just barely missed. And the Lee Sin Q is going to land. They're going to clear this minion wave out pretty quickly. And let's see what they go for here. If they try and push this towards turret, they have. It is a 5v5 right now as Maokai, or Tristana, excuse me, is back up. Lee Sin is kind of low. They jump in on Graves. He is so low right now. But Lee Sin, the first one to fall. Graves is still alive in this fight. He doesn't have any life still, though. He has to be careful. But again, Lee Sin, the only death so far. The equalizer isn't back up yet. Collateral damage is, though. We'll have to see if Graves wants to try and use it here. But it looks like he's just going to back away. They see the ward go down. Will clear it out, but not quite able to do anything. Maokai off to the side, trying to be a bit of a pain in the ass. But this just should be 1-0 and no real objective to come from it. At 26 minutes, I'm actually a little surprised that White to the 9 hasn't almost made a push for Baron, because it seems like it was something they would attempt to do in this game. But they're just going to clear the wards and maybe back away. Oh, Jarvan going a little too deep there. Is able to flash away. For safety, however, and they look to now back away as the minion waves are pushing. The bottom side is actually pushing towards White to the 9's turret, so they will have to be a little careful here. Braum finishing up his Frozen Heart. I'd imagine when Skarner goes back, he'll be able to get his Iceborne Gauntlet. Graves is going to go back. Let's see if he's able to finish his second item up here. And it will be the Phantom Dancer for Graves, so he gets his second item as well. In back goes Skarner, and this should be the Iceborne Gauntlet. There's the Iceborne Gauntlet. Let's see what tank he starts to build here. just instead going for some wards. Hard to blame him on that. And Francisco going back, getting the Ravenous Hydra. It looked like he did buyback for a second. Kind of thought about it, but still finished it up. And nope, there's the cloth armor getting bought back, going for a pink ward instead. Good guy mid laner, getting a ward. Dragon is up again in 45 seconds. This will be the third dragon for White to the 9 if they go for it. So Thresh getting hit with the Q, but not really anyone there to follow up on it. In comes Jarvan. The whole team is here, though. We'll have to see what he tries to do. Static Shift just going to do a little bit of damage, but he's just going to heal up. He has a Ravenous Hydra. Wow, way to spoil Oscar that the game's over. Jeez. But Lee Sin is at very close to half health, and there are no Razor Beaks there for him to try and get any extra lifesteal off of. We see Dragon coming up. White to the 9 are positioned for it. There is one ward. They're going in deep on Fran. They're kicking the wrong way, though. In comes Braum, taking the hook for his teammate and hitting his ultimate. They grab Tristana and jump onto it. This could be trouble for Tristana. Graves didn't even hear. Tristana goes down. So does Zed. Thresh falls as well, and Maokai looks to be in trouble. Graves wasn't even here for this fight. This is how far ahead White to the 9 is. He's trying to teleport away. Is he able to? He is able to get out. He teleports to the turret and will back away. So, meanwhile, they're on to Baron, but that will be game. The surrender coming out from Promised Land. 2-0, White to the 9 dominating game 2. 10k gold lead at 29 minutes. And they move to 4-0 on the season, still undefeated. GG, well played. And I think MVP has to go to Wolfram Alpha there on his touted Jarvan play. So nicely done by all of White to the 9 to pull that game out. I don't think it was in much question, but GG, well played by both teams. And guys, it was a lot of fun. Been a great night, however long it's been. We did almost still end at 2 hours, so nicely done to both teams. Great start as White to the 9 stays tied with Lads 5 for that lead in their group. And we will see, that will do it for week 2 of the DCS, I believe. I never really got confirmation on that, but anyway, guys, we are into Monday, so we are officially into week 3. So, GG, well played to both teams. I hope to see you guys soon, and go out and get those Penta Summoners. It's been a great night. See you guys later.